You and your woman are asleep in bed upstairs. You hear someone break into the house downstairs. Who goes downstairs?
Nobody.
Tripping. XQ, you tripping. Hold on. XQ, so you're not going down there?
Nobody's going down there.
So what if they come upstairs?
Bro, you gotta protect.
Bro, I'll keep it a $1.50
Protect?
real quick. I'll keep it a $1.50.
No. My job is to survive, not protect. My job is to survive. And sometimes that means the guy go down there, the guy's a gun. It doesn't matter.
Beta! That sounds crazy, doesn't it?
That sounds crazy.
Right?
Who is going downstairs? The person who is most capable, obviously. What is this, a gotcha question?
I'm going downstairs.
Okay. So we all know this.
Stop.
Right? So
Stop.
when a red pill guy says you have an imperative to defend your woman, it's like, yes, we all know this intrinsically.
Yes.
Okay?
Oh yeah, of course, definitely. Even if he's in a wheelchair and doesn't have any arms. The natural urges in his male brain, which there's no evidence for, by the way, will kick in. It can't be because of toxic masculinity constantly telling men that they have to be the strong ones to protect and provide. No. And if a man doesn't do those things, society will call him things like a
Beta!
With two gay men, who's going to protect who? With two gay women, who's going to protect who, you know?
Because if you asked most men on the street, vast majority of people, and you said, listen, there's a gun pointed at you and your girl, they would all jump and immediately say yes.
Duh, obviously yes, because of toxic masculinity.
Especially if it was their kids, they wouldn't even think about it. So when they even hear you hesitate, all of a sudden they look at you like you're crazy.
So what? I have a lot of radical unpopular beliefs.
Anybody with that, it wouldn't even be a hesitation, at least my instinct. Some people are going to say, yeah, I would defend my girl, and maybe they wouldn't do it in the moment. But most people have that instinct or want to have that instinct.
Where is your evidence that protecting and providing is an instinct, and most people want it or have it?
And so when you say, like, I don't know, maybe I won't, it sounds crazy to people.
Who cares, bro? Who cares what other people think?
Right? And this emboldens a lot of folks to follow a lot of these red pill dudes because their paradigm sounds far more appealing and much more natural than what you're explaining.
Yes, because most people are too stupid to analyze things in a sociological way.
Go to any man and say, well, maybe you don't go to defend your child. Think about it. They'd be like, what the fuck? It's my kid. Of course I'm going to die for my kid. Are you crazy?
They say that, but some of them may not do it in the moment, like you said earlier.
Some people are going to say, yeah, I would defend my girl, and maybe they wouldn't do it in the moment. So when they hear you say anything otherwise, they throw everything that you have to say out the window and they're like, I'm going to talk to these red pill dudes because they sound way more reasonable. And a lot of folks go through this pattern where they're having these conversations with these people and then start to embolden them and make them sound more appealing because at the end of the day, they do sound more sensible. They do.
Yeah, to misogynists.
Even a woman with her child.
Of course.
And there's a dude, she will jump in front to save the child.
Yes.
If the dude don't react enough. If it's just her and the dude, she's probably gonna look at the dude. But if it's her child, that's crazy, dude.
Okay, good for her, but not all women are gonna do that. It's not an instinct. What if you're so panicked that you don't even know what to do in that situation?
Let me ask all the women who are watching right now. Leave a comment below. Ladies, if you found that your man would hesitate to save your... How fast is your pussy gonna dry up?
This is the part right here that made me want to make this video. Men, listen up, because I got something important to tell you. If your girl's pussy dries up and thinks that you're less of a man because you didn't do anything to save her, even though you both survived, wait for it, that's her problem.
Mind blown.
I know, wow, crazy, right? If a girl doesn't like you for who you are, it's her loss. My boyos, fellas, it's okay. Get over yourself. It's not your fault. Stop being so insecure. You don't need to change who you are to try to appeal to someone else. It's okay. It's fine. You should change who you are for you. Just be yourself and don't be insecure or creepy.
When you have feminists and red pill guys agreeing on this concept, because I promise you, every feminist below would be like, I would expect my partner to save our child.
There are feminists who do and there are feminists who don't, so what's your point?
It's something that I've noticed a lot when I would see the interviews that some people would do, either be it with Fresh and Fit or this guy or some people. It's like you have to give ground on some stuff because the ground that they're standing on makes sense. You know, when they talk about the fact that women do generally desire men who make their income or above, you can't just say everything they say. That's a fact.
No, not me.
And that's something that we've been saying before we ever knew any of these guys. That's a fact.
Absolutely nobody who criticizes people like Andrew Tate and all these red pill tubers or whatever the fuck believe that men and women are the exact same. Nobody fucking believes that. You're just making a descriptive claim, and they think that this is a own, like, dear feminists, men and women are different. Boom, mic drop. Nobody disagrees with that, bro. Like, we know. The problem is when you say stuff like that, like women prefer men who are taller and earn money, whatever. You're saying that as if that's just how it is, bro. There's nothing we can do to change that. Women just don't like men who cry, bro. It is what it is, bro.
If you come home to the majority of women, the way they operate nowadays, bro, if that man come home crying, the fucking woman's gonna get wet. They're gonna lose respect. That the woman's not gonna get wet no more. She's gonna lose respect for that man.
This is
right?
toxic. You're doing it right now. I don't think you don't.
But it is what it is, bro. That's the reality we live in. I'm not gonna lie about how life is, bro. If men take the approach to, I understand what you're saying, bro, and it sucks. But it's reality. That's the life in which we live, bro.
Black people commit the most crimes, brother. I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but that's just how it is. Not everybody is the same, brother. The real question is, why do they prefer men who make more money? You can't have this deterministic worldview that everything is how it is because that's just how it is, bro. And we do know why, actually. Is because society tells men that they have to make the money and be breadwinners and provide financially. You also need to account for how much they earn and how much more they earn. This and other forms of reactionary thinking has done a lot of damage to the world. But let's not get into that.
Right? Yes, women like men who are bigger, stronger, taller than them. That's a fact.
Again, why? Is it because women just find taller men hotter and shorter men are not represented enough in the media and glorified enough? Is it because they want a more dominant partner? Is it a protection thing? Or is it because they're insecure and don't want to be judged by other people when they're with a shorter guy in public? And by the way, that is a truth of the world, not a fact. The truth is something that can be measured and be questioned. A fact is something that is objective and cannot be questioned. A fact of the world is that 2 + 2 = 4. That is something beyond our control and cannot be questioned. A truth of the world is that when a dog wags its tail, that means it's happy. But is that always the case? Women generally prefer men who make more money. How many women? How much money does he have to earn? How much more money? You know?
There's exceptions to the rule, but they generally like that.
You say that as if the exceptions don't matter.
There was a lot of stuff in there in terms of building self-confidence, in terms of getting better in a lot of aspects of life. That is extremely useful.
Yeah, people like Hasanabi point that stuff out and agree with that, yeah.
Bonus key, bro. We don't adapt the alpha mindset for the woman. That's just the cherry on top of the pie. We do this shit for ourselves. Don't be the beta like, oh, I'm gonna turn alpha and get all the girls in the world.
That also good advice. Okay. Yeah. Don't do it for the ladies. Do it for yourself. And the ladies will come. Okay. I'll take it.
And try to hit on your girl right in front of you. You got to keep your cool, bro. I know it's easier said than done, but you got to keep your cool. Your girl got to be the one to shut that down, though. You know what I'm saying? She shouldn't entertain. Nothing he got to say.
Okay. We're learning that some of the red pills are a mixed bag.
So, I'm watching all these conversations unfold. Of course, this guy's going to win out in most of these debates or seem more interesting to the public. It's like the alternatives don't sound really appealing, right? You're talking about dudes who are either A, out of shape, don't live desirable lives, don't have all the stuff that that the general populace would want in an ideal life. It's like, here's an example. It's like a 5'1" out of shape dude trying to give you fitness advice. Even though he may have all the science, even though he may have all the facts, they're gonna go listen to a big dude who's in better shape because he seems to be living whatever it is that he's talking about.
That's not the short, chubby dude's problem, no. It's the people who perceive them that way because they have biases in their head. What, are you going to argue that women shouldn't be president or have leadership positions because men are more likely to be taken more seriously?
Because a lot of you have no idea what the fuck this shit is. You have no idea what it represents or what it does for men or how it helps them or why it's even needed. You don't know. You don't care to know. You just heard some shit you didn't like and it sounded funny based off your ideology. So you're like, fuck them. That's not gonna cut it.
I mean, I could literally say the same thing back at you and your types about feminism, but okay. Also, it's not just because we didn't like what they said, it's that the shit that they say is harmful. Men who have more traditional views of masculinity and gender roles are more likely to abuse women and tolerate abuse by their peers. Ha, you got mad because you didn't like the stuff that they said. You triggered libtard. That's not even an argument, bro. Now, as a feminist, I do genuinely believe that if a woman hits a man, he has every right to hit back. The problem is, a lot of dudes and these incels and red pillars will see like a girl lightly smacking a guy and a dude pummeling her to the floor. And those dudes, people who celebrate that shit, really just want to fucking hit women, okay? Ha, equal rights, equal fights, you stupid cunt. I wish I could have done that to my ex-wife.
It's not gonna cut it. Because I see dudes are really gravitating toward this stuff, and it's inevitable.
What do you mean it's inevitable? There's a thing called deplatforming, you know. You can say all you want that, oh, if you do that, their audience is gonna get bigger. That is just not true. In fact, the opposite is true. There are exceptions though, like Alex Jones, where he kept this following, and deplatformed people would become more toxic and hateful. But that's good because they don't have to dog whistle their shitty beliefs anymore. They're going to say what they really think out loud.
So I'm not going to tell them not to go follow any of these dudes. If you want to and it helps you, hey man, go do you. Go do. I'm going to just say, hey man, there might be some stuff that's off about it, but otherwise go do whatever you want to do.
Hey, there might be some stuff off, you know.
Guys, listen carefully. The number one way on how to punish a female is this. Remove your attention.
You make friends with men. You don't make friends with women. I don't have any female friends. If I'm talking to a chick, it's because we're either smashing or we're gonna smash. You want her sexual attention.
Because there's nothing else out there. How you gonna get resources on how to approach ladies? Who gonna teach you?
Oh, I can. It's this easy, man. It's best not to approach a woman on a busy street, like when they're walking or got someplace to go. You should do it in a setting where she's more stationary, in a setting where she doesn't seem like she's busy. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I thought you were cute and I just wanted to say hi, and say something like that in an appropriate manner. And while you're talking, be sure to give them some outs in the conversation, like, hey, if you have the time, or if you're not busy, you know? And if you really like her, just be direct and tell her how you really feel. It can be something like a, hey, I really like you, do you want to hang out sometime? And if she doesn't like the directness, that's totally fine. She can go perish, I don't care. And the important thing is, don't make her feel bad if she rejects you. And I think a lot of girls are cool with a direct approach because what girls have to deal with a lot is guys being fake friends with them to get pussy. That happens a lot.
Anything else you want to say?
No.
Protecting your kids a basic. That's a basic.
You sound crazy.
That's a basic.
You sound fucking crazy.
Beta!